Some WRC rallies are so legendary, they're still talked about decades after they disappeared. These weren't just events. They were proving grounds, career makers, championship deciders. And today we're breaking down the most iconic, discontinued WRC rallies that defined an entire generation of rallying. By the end, you'll understand exactly why these rallies mattered, what made them so special, and why we'll probably never see anything like them again. Let's get into it. Rally GB, Wales, the foggy final boss. First up, Rally GB. For decades, this was the traditional WRC season finale, and it was absolute chaos every single year. Picture this: gravel stages covered in mud, rain hammering down, and fog so thick drivers couldn't see more than 10 meters ahead. The famous My Heron and Diffnant stages turned Welsh forests into the ultimate test of concentration and bravery. Rally GB was where championships were decided, and where careers were broken. Drivers like Colin McRae, Richard Burns, and Petter Solberg all had legendary battles here. The conditions were so unpredictable that even the best in the world could bin it on a single corner. But here's the thing. Wales Rally GB, the old season finale of filthy, foggy forest stages, last ran in 2019 and hasn't returned after COVID and the loss of government backing. Rally GB wasn't just a rally, it was a rite of passage. By the way, I'm going to be posting a lot here, so it would mean a lot if you subscribed and dropped a like for the algorithm. Trust me, there's way more legendary rally content coming. Rally Argentina, the festival of jumps. Next, Rally Argentina. This wasn't just a rally, it was a party with a rally inside it. Fans lined the stages by the hundreds of thousands. The atmosphere, pure World Cup energy. Argentinians treated rally drivers like football legends. But the real stars were the stages themselves. El Condor, a narrow, rocky, fog-covered mountain road that felt like driving on the edge of the world. Mina Clavero, technical, dangerous, and absolutely stunning. Los Gigantes, jumps, jumps, and more jumps. Cars would launch 20, 30, sometimes 40 feet into the air. Argentina was rough. The rocks here were legendary, and not in a good way. Sharp, unforgiving, and ready to destroy suspension, tires, and dreams. But the emotion, unmatched. Why it disappeared. Economic challenges during pandemic made it impossible to sustain. Why fans want it back, the crowds, the jumps, the raw, unfiltered passion. Rally Argentina was where the sport felt alive. Rally Catalunya, Spain, the Tarmac masterclass. Rally Catalunya was WRC's ultimate asphalt rally for years. Smooth tarmac, wide racing lines. Stages that looked almost like circuit racing, but way more technical. Drivers loved it because it was all about precision, braking points, commitment on fast corners, pure driving skill. But here's what made Catalunya unique. It used to switch from gravel on day 1 to tarmac on days 2 and 3. A mixed surface challenge that separated the good from the great. Sebastian Loeb dominated here. So did Dani Sordo. The Spanish crowds were massive and the stages were some of the fastest in the championship. Why it disappeared? Calendar rotation and reshuffling. Why fans want it back? The purest tarmac battle WRC ever had. Catalunya was where you proved you could drive on anything. Rally Deutschland, Germany. The rally with 3 personalities. Rally Deutschland was basically 3 rallies in one. First you had the vineyard stages in Mosul. Tight hairpins, constant cuts, slick roads that punished mistakes. Then, the military zone. Panzerplatte. Massive concrete slabs with Hinkelstein walls that destroyed cars. One wrong move and you'd smash into a concrete block at 100 miles per hour. Finally, fast country roads. Flowing asphalt that rewarded commitment. Deutschland was a mastermind of mixed surface tarmac trickery. Panzerplatte alone claimed more suspensions than almost any other stage in WRC history. Concrete walls plus high speed equals maximum stress. Drivers like Sébastien Ogier and Thierry Neuville had epic battles here. The challenge was relentless. Why it disappeared? Calendar reshuffles after 2019. Rally Deutschland tested everything: precision, bravery, and car setup. Rally New Zealand, the world's smoothest gravel. Drivers call Rally New Zealand heaven on gravel. Why? Because the roads are perfectly cambered, ultra smooth, fast and flowing. It's rhythm-based rallying at its finest. Think Finland, but without as many jumps. More like surfing gravel waves. The legendary Whangarei stage was one of the most beautiful and technical gravel roads ever seen in rallying. Drivers could push flat out through corners, trusting the grip and the camber. Marcus Grönholm, Petter Solberg, and Sebastian Loeb all loved this rally. It rewarded smooth, committed driving. Why it disappeared? It has returned in recent years, but only intermittently due to travel, cost, and logistical challenges. Rally New Zealand was where you could drive at 10/10 and feel like a hero. Rally Mexico, altitude, heat, and punishment. Rally Mexico was the most unique rally in North America. The Sierra Mountains meant extremely high altitudes, over 2,700 meters above sea level. Cars lost up to 20% power, engines overheated. The roads were rough and dusty. The signature stage, El Chocolate, a massive mountain climb with everything from hairpins to narrow cliffside roads. Drivers had to adapt their driving style completely. Less power meant more momentum. More momentum meant bigger risks. Sebastian Loeb, Jari-Matti Latvala, and Mikko Hirvonen all had legendary performances here. Why it disappeared? The rally has been absent from some recent WRC calendars because the promoter rotates the Americas slot, not because the stages aren't legendary. Rally Mexico was where physics worked against you. Rally Australia, where the forest fights back. Rally Australia was famous for super dusty gravel, tight forest sections, and massive gum trees right on the road edge. Oh, and kangaroos. Unpredictable chicanes with fur. When the dust hung in the forest, visibility dropped to zero. You'd be driving blind at 150 kilometers per hour, trusting your pace notes and your co-driver. The Nambucca stage was one of the best long stages in modern WRC. Fast, flowing, and absolutely unforgiving. Chris Atkinson, Mikko Hirvonen, and Sebastian Ogier all had epic battles here. Why it disappeared? 2019, Rally Australia, Coffs Harbour was cancelled due to catastrophic bushfires. That effectively removed it from the WRC calendar in following seasons, and Australia's spot has been uncertain since. Tour de Corse, Corsica, the rally of 10,000 corners. Corsica was asphalt torture, endless corners. Left, right for hours. Drivers barely got a straight longer than 50 meters. It was the ultimate test of pace notes, concentration, tyre management, and rhythm. If Croatia is tricky tarmac, Corsica was elite tarmac on hard mode. Didier Auriol, Sebastian Loeb, and François Delacour all dominated here. The French crowds were massive, and the atmosphere was electric. Why it disappeared? The Tour de Corse has bounced on and off the calendar rather than vanishing forever. Rally Sweden, old version, snowbanks and forests. The old Swedish rally, before moving near Umeå, was a different beast completely. Stages in Värmland were full of massive snowbanks, narrow forest tunnels, and perfect studded tyre roads. This version of Sweden produced the iconic Collins Crest jump in Vargösen, one of the most famous jumps in WRC history. Marcus Grönholm, Sebastian Loeb, and Mikko Hirvonen all had legendary battles here. Why it disappeared? The Swedish round has shifted its base and format as snow patterns have become less reliable. Old Rally Sweden was where winter rallying looked like a postcard. These rallies may be gone, but they shaped WRC as we know it. Corsica and Catalunya defined modern tarmac technique. Finland and New Zealand created the gravel DNA. Safari and Argentina showed how brutal the sport can be. Wales proved that rallying is sometimes more survival than racing. Mexico and Australia pushed endurance to its limits. If the current calendar is the present, these rallies are the ancestors of rally culture. And even if they're not coming back anytime soon, their spirit lives in every stage still raced today. The legends never die. They just move to the history books. If you enjoyed this breakdown, check out this video where I break down the most insane rally crashes that drivers somehow walked away from. Trust me, you won't believe some of these. Thanks for watching.